So how are you doing this morning?
I'm wonderful. Thank you, Suzanne. How are
Good,
you?
good. So tell us about your audition for the role of Doug.
My audition.
Yeah, I know
Do
it's
you want to
wild,
watch it? I
right?
could pull it up for you. No, okay. So I was in Sydney. Um, and I didn't have my usual equipment with me, and I sent off an audition, and then they wanted to test what's called a screen test, where all the producers and everybody, all the powers that be, converge and decide on somebody getting a role or not. And so I had my screen test set, which was going to be virtual over Zoom like
Mhm.
this, and my internet decided to drop out.
Oh,
So I ended up after trying to fumble and tether from my phone and tried every single way I could to possibly get some service to do my test. I ended up just getting on a phone call with the creators, Bill Krebs and Jenna Bans, and getting some feedback, some notes, and then I just did a little self-tape on my iPhone and sent it off, and that was how I landed the role.
wow, that's good. We've all been there with these technical
My
problems with
goodness.
Zoom and everything.
Not my strength. I
No.
I would like to get better at it.
Could you just do me a favor and speak up a little bit? I'm having a little trouble hearing you.
Having a little trouble hearing. Okay.
So I don't want people,
What
I
if I
want
raise
people to
my
be able to
voice?
hear you.
All right.
All right, thank you. It's filmed in Atlanta, right?
Filmed in Atlanta, yes.
Good. And have you filmed all of the episodes, or are you still working on them?
We are currently filming episode 11. So we have 11, 12, and 13 to go, and then we'll wrap for the season.
That's cool. You like Atlanta?
Oh, I love Atlanta.
Yeah.
I filmed in Atlanta in 2021, and I had the best time. I loved it. The food, the people, the greenery,
Yeah,
city in a forest. It's just gorgeous. So
that's
I'm I
good.
feel I feel at home living there.
They have great restaurants for sure. I
They
used to
do.
live a couple of hours from there, so we'd go into
Okay.
Atlanta whenever we needed to fly somewhere, and sometimes just
Mhm.
because. So yeah, so many things are filmed there now. It's amazing.
Yeah, yeah, no, the Georgia's has a wonderful incentive to bring a lot of the industry down to Georgia.
Yeah,
So yeah, they're
seems
doing
like
really well.
seems like everything I when I talk to people nowadays, everything's either Atlanta, Vancouver, or
Yes.
Bulgaria for some reason.
Right. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, it's obscure places seems to be the the word of the day.
And your character, Doug, is an artist, married. Oh, I put down Molly. That's the dog's name, right?
Who's the dog's name? Alice.
Alice, thank you.
Yes. Didn't
Uh,
marry the dog.
I have been watching the show. Believe me, I just
Yep. That's
it,
all right. No, there's a
yeah,
lot of characters, a lot of
it
names. I
is.
get it.
In the last episode we saw this week, Doug leaves Alice. I hope we still see more of you after that. You said you're still filming, so I assume.
Yes. Yes.
Do you do any art in real life?
I mean, I act, I write, and I write poetry, and I enjoy taking photographs. My father is a photographer, so
Oh, okay.
I enjoy and have since I was young taking photographs. I also film. I don't have it with me, but I have a little camcorder, and I film sort of short films every other
Okay,
week. Yeah,
great.
just kind of B-roll about my life. It's
Do you put those on your Instagram
Sometimes I do, but a lot of I would say the majority of it is just
for
for me,
fun? Yeah,
fun.
okay.
Yeah.
And has anyone given you a hard time in real life for your character being accused of murdering a dog?
Every single person who's interviewed me the
Oh no.
past 2 weeks.
Oh, really?
Are you going to join them?
No, no, no. I saw this week's episode. It doesn't look like.
Okay.
I think even Alice has figured out it's not her, it's not him, but it's too late because he's already gone. So,
That's it. I know exactly. We needed this revelation a little earlier,
yeah.
in couples therapy. Maybe Doug would still be staying at home. Who knows?
That's true. There's so many shows or movies where they kill animals, and I hate that. It's like I'll
I
stop watching. I'm
know.
like, okay, never mind.
I know. Thankfully, it is, it's not something that happens late in the season when we've already come to know and love this dog or
Right.
so on. But I think it's funny because it is a very bold way to start a show.
It is definitely.
But as the show goes on, it really, I think it set the table for the outlandish situations these characters find themselves in. And you look back on once, once you're 6 episodes into the season, you look back on it and think, that's actually not that crazy anymore. Just
Mm.
because these characters are in crazy situations,
Yeah.
it's like, oh wow, yeah, that really kind of was a bit of a palate cleanser, and now I understand what's happening in this world. But I will say, I believe that uh, justice will be served. I feel
That's
yes.
good. Yeah, I'm actually care more about who killed the dog than the dead guy.
Thank you. No one wants to talk about the fact a whole human was killed. It's the dog that was
Yeah,
killed. And
he was
I'm
a
the
very good
one
human.
left footing the bill at the moment. But I will say, for any fellow dog lovers out there, I have 2 dogs myself, 2 golden retrievers at that. So anybody who is a fellow dog lover, I implore them to stay tuned for the justice.
I saw your Instagram post where you were cuddling different dogs, so that
Oh yes,
was
yes,
cute.
yes. Some of
Um,
those dogs might make an appearance on the show.
oh, that would be nice to see. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, the show reminds me a little bit of Desperate Housewives, and I gather the
Yeah.
co-creator worked on Desperate Housewives from what I.
Yes, yes. Jenna comes from the Desperate Housewives camp. Yeah, and I think Desperate Housewives was it was I mean, iconic is a word we throw around often, but Desperate Housewives really grabbed the world. And and I don't think we've had a show since then that scratches that itch where
Mhm.
it is satisfying. It is joyous and rewarding to watch these people who seem to be doing less than likable things
Yeah,
and working out how they get through it. I
right.
It's not an easy task. It's not an easy
No.
task to open a show being accused of killing a dog. It isn't an easy task to open a show having an affair. There are so many things that are set before us as the actors bringing these characters to life. But I think trusting these incredible writers, they've carried us through and really redeemed a lot of the characters and humanized a lot of the characters. And so I think that first kind of shock at the beginning really becomes meted out and digested really well because of the writing, because of the story, and because shows like Desperate Housewives, they ring true for a reason.
Yes. No, they're fun. They're pure, fantasy entertainment. So
Yes, yes, and they scratch an itch because whether we like to admit it or not, there is a little devil inside of us that sometimes thinks maybe a little bit of chaos is the right thing to do. We need to watch shows like Desperate Housewives and Grosse Pointe Garden Society to remind us not to listen to that voice.
right.
Watch other people do it and just get the satisfaction.
All right. Thank you so much. I enjoyed
Thank
talking
you.
to you, and good luck with the rest of the show. And I look
Thank you. You have a
forward to
wonderful
seeing
day.
you again on the show.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.